Today I'm getting to spend time with this very special GTR Pro. I have driven this thing before and I'm already a big fan, and I completely love this car. I was very critical about the turbo engines and things like that, but all in all, as a package, putting the turbos aside, the chassis, the suspension, the way this thing drives, it's amazing. I love the AMG GTR in general. The AMG GTR, when it came out, I was like, wow, they did a great job. It looks more aggressive than the GT, and finally they threw a bit of muscle car in there. This one, they threw muscle car specs on it, but also GT3 and GT4 specs with the canards and the front lip. I mean, look at the carbon. Look at these come out pretty wide. They're not really small canards, they're pretty big. I love how also the whole thing is carbon. Also, they have these two supports here, pretty race car inspired. The grille, I was critical about it, but on this car it does work. I love how many radiators this thing has, one on the left, one on the right, oil coolers, everything. It's really cool. I love these arches, how they're actually cut to reduce the pressure between the arches and the wheel. It's because it's the GTR Pro. I haven't, honestly, when Julian got this car, Julian's probably had this car a year now, and when he got it, honestly, nobody had a GTR Pro. This car, when it came out, he got it shortly after it was released by Mercedes, and he's owned it for a year or so, completely in love with it. Really a nice, it's an incredible machine. I'm a big AMG guy, as much as I am a Porsche guy and things like that, but this car, really, I love it. It stands out, I think, from the modern cars. And again, I know all the AMG fans are gonna jump on me because I'm gonna talk about the turbo. It is really a great engine, this one. It's a good engine. It's got the grunt. It's got 577 horsepower stock, no exhaust modifications, none of that. Some differences I'm going to talk about between this and the GTR, because honestly there are only 750 of these in the world, and I personally have only seen 3 other than this one ever. So they're pretty unique, and the differences are very distinct, some of them, at least I thought in the beginning. But then when you go into the details and the mechanics of the car, you realize that there are big differences. For example, the ceramic brakes, I thought, for example, they were standard on the AMG GTR. They're not. The AMG GTR comes with ceramics in the front but steels in the rear. With the GTR Pro, the whole diameter of the disc is larger, 6 piston calipers in the front, and the rear also comes as ceramic, plus the rear wheel steering addition in this thing, which makes it an absolute dream to handle. And let's say if you position a camera in this area, you can actually see, while moving and while track driving, you can actually see the rear wheel twitch a little bit, which shows you that the steering is working. Also, another thing I just noticed, which I love, I usually don't like, normally I like when the wheel is anodized completely from the factory. I love actually how it's the chrome lip, kind of this, not classic, but classic race look. The chrome lip is still there to show the AMG badge in black, which is the AMG engraving, and painted from the inside. It's really cool. And paying attention from here, normally on these types of cars, whether it's performance or supercars, you get the rear disc brake that's not really so huge. On this car, the rear disc brake is actually pretty big, and the closer you get, the more you can see. The carbon wing on the GTR Pro, at least they put a bigger wing on it, because the one thing in the GTR that I was critical about was the wing and the diffuser, things like that. I think the GTR drove amazing, it drives amazing, but it didn't have, I don't know, it didn't have the extra flair of a race car. It just looked like a nice European muscle car, more of, let's say, a little spiced up AMG GT. This one does look very different. You guys can go ahead and call me a ricer, but I still prefer this car with this look. I mean, look how big these fins are, look how big the diffuser is, the vents, the exhaust, things like that. It's all very muscle, it's grunty. It's like they're going, this is what AMG is about to me. The Stormtrooper body kit, the wide body kits from factory, where it's obnoxious and loud and antisocial. I love that about these cars. One thing is, with this type of aggressive diffuser and that type of aggressive front, because the front is really aggressive, I wish the wing on this car stock came a bit bigger. For example, if this, we've seen now the Black Series, how the wing is going to come on the Black Series, because that car is soon to be, it's released and it's going to be on the roads pretty soon. When you see the wing on the Black Series, I like the wing on the Black Series looks wise. I just don't like how it's like a double wing. I would prefer, for example, me personally having this car, I would get a better wing, and not just the cheap aftermarket wing, but I would get a wing obviously that's wind tunnel tested, everything, and a much bigger wing, more let's say a GT3 wing, or if someone can fit a GT3 AMG GT3 car wing on this road legal car, that would be for me the cherry on top of the cake, to have a nice wing on this car. Because from the front, I'm going to show you from the rear, this is how it looks from the rear, and this is the size of the wing. Still beautiful, still gorgeous, no complaints whatsoever. Okay, I still think the wing, if it was a bit bigger, would be more amazing. Go to the front, it is super aggressive from the front. I mean, the lip, the extended lip, and I know the Black Series is gonna come apparently with more and an adjustable front splitter as well, and a more aggressive downforce kind of approach. One more thing to mention is, I thought in the beginning, I thought the hood was carbon fiber on this car, but it's not really carbon fiber. The roof is carbon fiber, spoiler, splitter, diffusers, mirrors, side skirts, and this side vent carbon attachment, whatever that is, these are all carbon fiber, but the hood is actually magnesium, which is amazing. The wheels are obviously lightweight alloy wheels from factory as well. It's a very, very interesting car. I really personally love this car so much. It's one of my favorite cars, I think, to drive of the modern cars. It drives so nice. The handling of this car is just amazing. To drive an AMG that almost handles, sometimes, honestly, don't hate me for this, but better than a 911, this car really made me happy to drive. I just want to see a bigger wing on the rear. Julian, that's for you, to do a bigger rear wing. I like also how the wing has a little lip, because you have this carbon fiber wing, but then you have a little lip here just to increase a little bit of downforce. That's really cool. Standard, these cars, the AMG GT R Pro comes with Cup 2 tires. Very lightweight actually doors. The doors don't feel heavy at all. The interior of this car is beautiful. We'll get into that in a bit. I love the AMG stitching, and a lot of people don't know, but there is a strut bar here. It's in it's a carbon fiber strut bar for the suspension. The suspension on this car is manually adjustable, front and rear. They're adjustable coilovers. Obviously, to adjust them, you need to remove the wheels and mess with it, and there's things like spring rate, rebound, compression. On a bike or on an ATV, I can kind of mess with that, but on a car, I would be terrified to do that unless I'm like a very technical engineer and sophisticated and very experienced with what I'm doing. So that is an amazing feature, but I don't really know any of my friends who are drivers themselves who actually would mess with the suspension setup on a road car, because let's say you get something off, you have to park, take off the wheels. It's not really economical. So yeah, so let us get to the good stuff. Let's show you guys the engine of this thing. So there she is. So right, again, just like the GTR, when you look at this car from here, you're like, ah, the engine, what a beautiful engine. Wrong, this is not the engine. The engine is nowhere near here. That's the engine over there, and the turbos are placed inside the V. You can see the twin turbos over here. Beautiful. That's what makes this engine very efficient with the turbos, is the placement of the turbos. And again, this is a very similar setup to the GTR. Mechanically, this is the same engine, same turbos, and same positioning. This carbon fiber cover here is beautiful. It's just to cover this kind of cables, wires, and things like that, because this is where the intake sits. These two are the air boxes for this car. The radiator you can see through here. But yeah, this is a clever setup, and I was very critical. I was extremely critical about this engine being a turbo engine, and obviously me having the Black Series, which is the naturally aspirated 6.2 liter, and then they went to this twin turbo and they downgraded the displacement. They basically, you can see that it is a smaller engine. It actually does look like a smaller engine. It's not massive, it's pretty tiny, but it does, one thing you get is it looks lighter weight, at least looks wise. It looks light, and it doesn't look like it's consuming a lot of space in the hood compared to the size. This is, the engine is right there. I mean, it looks like it's very efficient and it fits very well onto this car. This car, for me, driving this car right now the way it is, this is 577 horsepower, and I'm honestly having a blast. I don't need 20 more horsepower. It's really fun, really amazing to drive, and I love it. So it's very interesting to see what the Black Series is going to perform like on the road. Now with the Black Series, they say this is a completely new 4.0 liter V8 and the most powerful road legal V8 engine AMG is producing yet, which is going to put 720 horsepower and around, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the performance figures said it's going to perform and it's going to put a 590 pound-foot of torque on the ground. Now compared to this one, this is 577 horsepower and 516 pound-foot of torque. Top speed of the AMG GT Black Series and the GTR Pro, very similar. This is limited electronically to 198 miles an hour. That's limited to 202 miles an hour. The other thing is with the Black Series, the front lip, it's got two manually adjustable settings, which are street and race. And also it has mechanically adjustable spoiler blades in the back, and this one, to me at least, looks like a fixed wing. It's not really adjustable. You don't have clicks and settings for different angles. The gearbox of the Black Series is said to have a reinforced, because this has the DCT transmission, the dual clutch transmission, and in the Black Series they say it's reinforced. I don't know what that means, reinforced. Do they reinforce the components to handle better heat, to handle more aggressiveness? I'm not really sure, but we'll see again once the car is completely out. And both of them, this one and the Black Series, will have the AMG Coilover Suspension with the AMG Ride Control adaptive adjustable dampening and things like that. I was not very happy with the rear wheel steering, but then driving this car again and again, I'm getting used to how it kind of helps you, and it really helps you control the car in very sketchy and dicey moments, especially if it's sandy or silky or muddy or rainy, whatever it is. They do help. On the Black Series, going back to like race car routes, they don't have rear wheel steering on race cars, so they went back to the kind of traditional method of non-rear wheel steering on the Black Series. So we'll see how that works and if we kind of get one here to have a look at. But for now, honestly, this is 2020, we're almost 2021 right now, and this thing is a beast. At the moment, because the Black Series isn't really out yet on the roads, this is the best thing you can buy from AMG, and I'm in love with this car. And Julian is a really lucky boy to have this thing, because it is really special and drives like a dream. The rear space of this car, it's actually massive. This is one of the most economical cars in terms of space and performance that I've seen from this range. It's crazy. Yeah, the space from here is insane. Some GTR Pros from factory come with a roll cage. The roll cage obviously consumes a bit more space. This one doesn't have it, so you get the full GTR space from the back. This is exactly the same as the AMG GTR. If it was a roll cage, it would probably end about here, so you'd only get this much space. I love it with or without the roll cage, mainly because of the carbon strut bar. If it didn't have that, I'd prefer it with a roll cage, but since it has that, it already adds kind of like a little spice over there. And yeah, just very interested to see the difference between this and the Black Series once it comes out officially to be used on the road. I've been told that it's not too easy to get the hood down once you get it all the way up. Yeah, you gotta really put some pressure, you gotta put some weight into it, but it's not that bad. There we go. Let's start her up. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through the procedure of this car that I like. It doesn't really need a procedure. You can just get in, lower the e-brake and put it in drive and drive away. But the AMG GT4 cars have this traction control button right here, and I love the different settings that you get. So what I do personally is I put it in manual. Okay, this here I put it in race. All right, so it is ready to race. Sports exhauster on. Okay, now in order to mess with this, you can't really touch it or do anything with it unless you hold the traction control button off. And now there you go, everything is off and it's engaged. Like this, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different settings, and the 9th one means completely off. You're on your own and good luck. So that's exactly what it means, and I absolutely love that car for this. The touch screen here is easy to use. It's also haptic, so you get little vibrations from this device. Storage space here, standard. One thing I love with AMGs is I'm a big fan of the Alcantara they use. I'm a big fan of their stitching. I love the carbon fiber they use. AMG really does do amazing quality work, and I love these seats. These are not the carbon fiber bucket seats, but they're just as good, and yeah, I would probably get it with them. If anything, I would get it with carbon fiber seats, but still, again, they're the same thing, and they hold you very well, even if you want to really drive it in a very performance oriented way. When I'm sitting in the seat right now, I'm very compact, held well. It doesn't have the 4-point harness. It has, I mean, the normal seat belts here. You can get it in a 4-point or 6-point harness, but personally, if you're not tracking this car too much, I would get it with the standard seat belts because they're way easier to use. And again, the carbon fiber seats are just going to be a more expensive option, but they do the same job. They're more or less the same design. Yeah, and I just love how, for example, when you're in the car, even without the roll cage, there's this little carbon strut bar here for the rear suspension, stiffen the rear. Yeah, look around the car. The wheel, it's got a lot of buttons on it, I'll say that, just as the GTR. There's too many things. I would rather, personally, in general, wheels to have, I wouldn't want this and this. I don't want any home or button menus. If anything, maybe a phone call or phone, like an answer and a hang up button. I love this, the AMG Dynamic and the exhaust button. I love the different sport settings. You can put it in comfort, whatever's comfort, sports plus, and race. You also have wet, rain, and things like that. What else here? Oh, we got the front lift system over here. Let's lower the volume. Yeah, all in all, very easy to use. I love the dash too. Yep, let's take it for a drive. Let's do a run that way, yeah? I know the Black Series is going to be amazing, but I still think this car is going to be really, really special. and I don't know if it's worth going the route of the Black Series, but we'll see when it comes out. I don't know. At the end of the day, neither I nor you drove it, so I can't really talk. I love this thing. You okay? You okay?
That didn't sound too good.
I need you to breathe.
Yeah, I was trying.
Give him some water.
You smell the brakes?
Give him some water.
He's like, I want you to do it.